Good evening, everyone, and welcome back after a little bit of a hiatus to our adventures here in Ilhern. Very quick disclaimer, unfortunately, we will be lacking Joe this evening. Obviously, we wish him speedy recovery for his current ailments. We are going to go with a quick roll call and a quick recap, starting with Kotark,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah,
Hello.
Union,
Ah, Union.
and Arson.
Hello.
So, where last left off, a bit of a high point of lows. The majority of the party had managed to make way via a offered path in the Plane of Nightmares, realm of Shandar. Things went better than they could have, I think is a good way to describe it. With each party member offering up a bit of their own internal nightmares to be overcome, whilst Arson, on the other hand, uh, and Tempest had gone down to Innsland hoping to garner some information regarding what is now the final font feeding into the Devourer, the cosmic entity that is looming ever so closer as time grows short to thwart its plans. We zoom our cameras in behind the battered walls of Innsland in a makeshift uh, large leather building in which the party currently has taken over with a small little quarter of, and have been given a bit of privacy as much can be in the tight quarters. Mr. Trenta, as exhausted as he is, isn't quite sleeping, but has tucked himself up against one of the cots and is resting to the best of his ability.
So we're all in like the guild hall now.
Yes.
Look, I think the first important question to get out is, did he keep the bag that was thrown at him?
Your GM is trying to remember a bag.
Everflames.
Flames.
I don't see why he wouldn't have.
It's more, could we see what's inside it so we know what we have?
Absolutely. How would you like to go about this?
Hey, people who are there and know what's the bag.
What?
You are there.
Yeah, but people who know that it's Everflame's bag and all that.
Oh, this is Everflame's bag. He threw it to us.
Okay,
We should probably look in it.
yes. That raises another question. Where's Everflame?
He
Stormed off.
stayed behind.
Joe will give Kodark a disapproving glare.
I don't think he has the right to glare at me right now.
Can he?
Someone had to stay behind, and he took off before we had a chance to stop him.
Think it doubtful that we will see him again.
Or we'll just have to make a trip back to the Realm of Nightmares to get him.
Just a nod.
Just a nod. I feel like there's more of a reaction to Realm of Nightmares than just a nod.
He's been through a lot. Leave him
Fair.
alone.
Joe is
Fair.
literally a skeleton right now.
Let's just stop asking questions.
Gonna have to get the little paint on eyebrows that Joe could adjust so you can see his emotions.
Oh no.
He just uses mage hand to move him around.
Yeah, the little fulikuli eyebrows.
Yeah.
Or he uses that transmutationist sign he got a while back.
Or he ends up taking the invocation that gives him infinite disguise self. Right. So what is in this bag?
We don't know.
That was more me asking. We should probably go through it.
I mean, probably not a broom that has the magical flying properties to it. He may have had a spare, but I doubt it.
Up in the bag, it's nothing but brooms.
Just open it, pull out a bag,
He's not
open
a
another pocket, a
necromancer.
broom, another pocket, broom.
Watson, we're drowning in brooms. You have to stop.
No, never.
What a clean sweep. 2 for 1. Yeah. But I mean, how are you searching the said bag?
Well, open it. Is there anything inside?
Which part? Remember, there are 3 pockets.
I'll do the main pocket first.
Alright, main pocket.
I feel like you've technically searched this bag before.
He fumbled about in it.
Yeah, I don't think I actually like did the whole dump out thing.
Yeah, because you didn't know it was magical at the time.
Exactly.
So, searching the central bag, you find first and foremost a rune-bound tome. It's relatively small.
Is it locked?
It does not appear to have a physical lock, but it did not open when you made any motion that would have let one cover or the other loose.
Okay, set that aside for now. Last thing I want to do is open a wizard in Archmage's locked spell book.
No, that's exactly what you want to open, mage.
Yes, because that would be safe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you find what appears to be 3 animal skulls.
He said he had a hand.
I'm sorry. Do I stop reading the inventory and let you go?
Carry on.
That's what I thought. 3 animal skulls, each with a mark just over the nasal passages between the eyes. A hawk, a rat, and a cat.
Okay.
And the last thing that you find in the main pouch takes up a majority of the weight of things. A cauldron.
Okay. And then there are 2 pockets on the side, or
There are the 2 pockets on the side, yes.
yeah, I'll go through those real quick.
One of which you recall having pulled the lantern out of.
Yeah.
And from there, you do find the hand that was mentioned. It is in a permanent, almost claw position. Um, Otherwise you find unused parchment, several quills, bottles of ink, and about 20 gold worth of miscellaneous spell components.
Now the parchments and ink, that's like put in spellbook quality, or
That's scroll spellbook quality
Okay.
material.
noted. How much? Like how many?
That is 47 sheets.
Okay. And then other pocket.
That's both pockets.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's that then. Put it all back in the bag.
We not want to see if any of it might prove valuable or helpful?
I'll before while I'm putting stuff back, I'll do a quick detect magic.
I mean, the only thing that jumps out at you are the skulls, the hand, and the book.
Okay. I will relay that information.
May I see the skulls?
I suppose. I'll hand the skulls to Union.
Why is the hand magical?
Can't talk to you. What the hand? You keep mentioning it.
No.
Are you sure?
I feel like it'd punch me.
Well, it wasn't
Union
going
will-
to.
Union will pick up the cat skull.
It is a fairly lightweight, hollowed out feline skull of what you would assume to be the size of an average domesticated cat. The etching carved between its eyes is that of a crescent moon in Wayne.
Noticing the moon, Union will take a look at the closer look at the other two skulls. See what sort of symbols they might have.
Checking. The rodent's skull has a simple circular carve about it. The size of it hints at something larger than, like definitely larger than a field mouse. Nearly within size of the other two skulls, but can't quite place it. And the remaining skull has a sunburst.
And what is the animal that the sunburst is on?
Brain flopping, burning. It was cat,
Hawk?
rat, and hawk. Yeah. Well, and again, a
Awesome,
fairly
Dad.
sizable skull.
Arson, any sense of what these might do?
They're magical. What do you want from me?
I was hoping for some insight.
I'm not a necromancer? But
Tried becoming one?
A few curious glances from those a handful of passerbys.
please tell me that breath went through the mic.
It
It
did.
did.
Okay, good.
Really bringing up necromancy with everything going on right now?
It's Union. He always has good timing.
I guess I can identify one real quick. Do the quick ritual.
Union will hold out the cat skull.
I feel like he's expecting it to suddenly become Enigma or something.
Don't kill Union's hope.
It's not quite that size. So,
He's a baby.
all right. So whoever can find a skeletal displaced species cub. So which one are you intending to identify?
I'll do the cat since it is being held out for me.
Okay. So, what's everyone else doing whilst he begins the ritual?
Probably finding somewhere to nap.
I mean, there's a cot next to the skeleton.
Perfect.
Did the wound on my face, on Union's face, like, are they weeping? Are they clean?
You haven't stopped to clean them.
Yeah,
They're
Union
salted.
like
That is true. It was salted. So,
Union will attempt to tend to his massive facial deformities.
you know what? I don't know if Artisan would have pointed out that there are healers here.
No, probably not.
So, you go ahead and hit that medicine check there, Union.
Alright.
As you blindly try to mend your own face.
Well, not like men, but more just like bandage.
You effectively just cover the entire side of your face with one large bandage and just like hope that works.
You're temporary.
I would like to offer the ability to patch up armor, shields, weapons, whatever. Specifically to the group.
Union does hold up his shield, which took several chips and dents in the fighting.
Some major dents.
I'm gonna hope I can magically deal with this, because my strength for beating out dents is... It's there, man. I got so much muscleage.
I don't think I need the insight check there.
I mean, I'm pretty good at lying.
Yeah, but that's one of those lies that then you have to back it up. Like, well, you said you can do it. I'm like, yeah, I can. Just stop watching.
Minor illusion. It looks perfect.
But over the course of the same about the time that it takes him to finish the ritual, and multiple applications of slowly mending things back the way they need to be, you'll get the rough shape of Union's shield back in place.
His appreciation to Guthark.
I mean, we're all probably dead tomorrow, so might as well look good.
I didn't say anything about it looking good.
Goodish.
But it doesn't look like scrap.
It's functional. If he wants to try and get like the repaint done, that's on him.
then once ritual is done, I will go see what I can do to help the others in the guild hall.
All right.
You can summon to make a. Now what? The skull turns to dust, or the creature turns to dust,
Yes.
or both?
Both.
Both. Okay. You can use it to summon a temporary creature for 5 hours before it turns to dust. There's more there. I just don't know what it does.
You did not look very disappointed. Thank you for your efforts, awesome. He'll put the skull back in the bag.
Sounds like built up heartbreak. For 5 hours, you have a pet cat, and then you don't. I mean, it could have been worse. Arson could have not mentioned the timeline.
Oh, that would have fit his mood so much better.
That's a cat. Go ahead and just, use it, and it makes a cat. You know, over there, petting the cat in the corner. 5 hours, 5 hours on the dot, just.
No. Why?
Anyhow, it goes without saying that the mood in the tent is fairly sour. You can hear a few hushed conversations in regards to supplying and maintaining supplies for both themselves, the guards at the walls, a handful of outriders, most notably medical supplies, as there are a multitude of wounded here. And as you go about to help and sort of take your mind off things, Arson, there is obvious conversation about the skeleton in the room. It's just a little off-putting.
Yeah. I mean, yes. To be fair, it is off-putting, even without the whole situation.
But,
Oh, by the way, Union, there are healers if you want help.
That is wonderful. My face is on fire. Union will go seek the help of one of the healers.
you find most of them are in the midst of tending to people who are missing limbs, suffering severe burns. But it is not long before one of them slightly turns to you and sees your fantastic self-application of gauze. There's a bit of a mortified look that you used resources to cover up half your face.
These are for my supplies. I suffered a somewhat serious wound, and you will begin the process of taking out the bandage, reel the bone, and like clattering it with teeth and jaw.
mean, the mortified look doesn't exactly go away. They quietly tuft up the pillow under the person they were just helping, and pull you aside to begin attempting to clean the wound
Ow.
with salt water. So that's what they had on hand.
I understand.
I've had that done on my leg before. No,
Okay, what?
I've had a saline wipe on my hand, on my leg before. It hurts.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no
It
there's no
hurts.
nerves on the part that's missing.
Guess
But
we just take what the small victories.
but the part she's actually cleaning, it hurts. But Joe will look up to Sarah on the cart, and Kotard currently mending various things. If we have any kind of a plan, I mean, we don't exactly have time to be here forever.
I assume get some rest and deal with whatever we have to deal with tomorrow. Just always got to keep moving forward.
Do we even know where the last font is?
Arson did mention the lake.
Yeah.
That was Joeism. Joe will try to catch you as you're making your rounds, Arson. Try and get some kind of plan together. Just what is protecting this lake? Or what are we dealing with? I mean, came down here for
Undead.
information. We kind of need it.
Yes. I know we got undead. Sahagin. Undead Sahagin. There was a guy with a very nasty trident covered in poison.
He looks up himself up and down. Like, well, I think I'm good.
Yeah, aren't you lucky?
You're not sure if he's blinking. He's just staring with his empty eye sockets.
There's a little bit of a hurt in the ain't that nice.
Was it just the one?
That we saw? Yes.
It's never going to be just one with these guys. With these undead.
When Union's sort of done being tended to, he'll come over as well to listen in on the strategy meeting.
If we go in thinking it's just one, we're going to get overwhelmed very quickly.
Yeah. Luckily, we burned a fair number of undead, but there's always more.
Or would we even get to the lake at this point?
Did I see like the normal path to the lake being open or whatever on my way?
When you had flown over, you did see a multitude of what you would refer to as like overrun camps, villages. Um, there's no was no obvious blockades.
We should be okay to just go.
Well, I for one, I don't know if I can breathe underwater now. I mean, I don't know if I'm even breathing. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
I am.
the other issue. Water
Put a mirror
breathing.
in front of your face. See if it fogs up.
I don't have one of those.
The face of the mirror.
Again, insert just the skeletal face of Joe just staring at you like.
Like, in case you can't tell, I'm incredibly hurt. Can you tell? No? Drat.
I'm going to go with neither.
I don't have a mirror either.
Well, that doesn't help the whole rest of us. I don't think I can get water breathing.
Joe will look toward his Kotark.
Hmm?
I mean, I'm sure you're apt at swimming.
Yes.
Underwater temple. Lack of breathing. For, well, the living. Gestures at the other three.
I mean, I can breathe water. I can't hold my breath super long. It's more of an air genasi thing, really.
So, I guess it's you and me going under the water.
Really want to split the party again in dealing with this situation?
I didn't want to split the party at all.
Right, and we union sort of give Arson a small inclination in the head. We saw what happened the last time two of us tried to deal with this.
Well, then I'm going to need you to grow some gills.
Can't
Try
you
to
do
go
something
find-
with your wizardly magics?
He's just skull staring at you.
The whole facial expression thing is not quite working out. Does anyone have some chalk? Can we draw some eyebrows on him?
Go, look for the dude whose name we totally remember, Mutt.
Ah, that guy. Love him.
Yeah, for the
Sends
record,
us
if,
much
if
every
anyone
year.
remembers what the barbarian guy in charge of the little tent here, if anyone remembers his name, I'm looking at my list here. There's a lot of crossed off. Like I've used this name. I can't remember which one of these this is.
Start listening until we go, oh yeah, that was him.
What session was that? 3 sessions ago? 4 sessions ago?
Yeah.
614.
614? Did I upload 614? We gotta find out. not look. Okay, let's check my. Got 617. Well, in your time here, Arson, you haven't noted a whole lot of casters.
Casters. Okay. And that's another plan that I had that clerics don't get. Okay.
I mean, if you happen to have a scroll of it, I could cast it.
Yeah, that was like it's technically on Arson's spell list, but he's not high enough wizard level.
I apparently did not. Did we not stream that day? I don't have it saved. Saved. That's one of the days we were having issues. But anyhow, he's just gonna get the Ralph treatment for now. He'll be Alphonse until someone finds his actual name. I swore I did that. But anyhow, he is currently in the midst of tending to his own weapons, for the most part. Ever eagerly looking towards the door, very tense. How would you like to broach this subject with them?
Alphonse, I have a quick question for you.
I'll ask it slowly.
Are there any like areas where spellcasters may be, or spell scrolls, or any of the like that you know of?
I mean, the old Guildhall Library may have some in its wreckage. I don't know if any of the shops survived.
Well, what we're looking for is we're gonna be going to the lake tomorrow, and breathing might be an issue.
He looks at you confused.
We're trying to end this.
I,
And there's a temple in the lake that we believe holds the final key.
oh, you're going in the lake, not to.
From what
to
from
the
what I've
lake.
seen, that's where the light's from, right? In the lake?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that makes even a little more sense to me now.
Yes.
I wasn't aware there was something at the lake that would stop you from breathing, but I guess water.
Water. Yeah.
I have no fancy finger waggling on my end to help you out, and most magic we got here are a couple of potions that we'd rather not use unless absolutely in dire straits.
We should not need those. Hopefully. So probably either rect shops or Red Guild Hall might be our best bet.
If there's any other caster types lurking around the city or keep it to themselves, we've sent out scouts and criers trying to get more adventurers here, but it was a lot of undead.
Still is.
I know they've got some of the Red College folks. The I've seen one or two.
Right. I did see them on my way in. Mostly casting light.
Visibility is crucial. Yes.
Exactly. Right. Thank you for
If
everything.
if need be, I can send out some of the runners. They're getting a little antsy.
If you would like.
I'd rather keep everyone safe, but this could end it.
It would be greatly appreciated.
He slaps his legs and pushes himself up, setting aside his hammer. Goes over to talk to two little halflings that were in the midst of playing everyone's favorite little dagger game. You see him do a little head nod in your direction. Both of them hop off what they were doing, sheathe their various implements, and head your way.
Okay. I will give them the rundown once again. Basically, water breathing.
Well, what's it gotta look like?
I will use all of my arcane knowledge to try to describe, like, what a water breathing scroll would look like.
It's a scroll with bubbles on it.
They both take out their slings and begin barraging Kotark.
Arson gets out of his own rock. But yeah.
Alright. And, not to sound rude, how much is it worth?
Do you want the lights back on? Do you want the sun back up?
Our profession does pretty well in the dark.
Yeah,
Do you-
but not when everybody freezes to death because of no sun.
I will offer up my banknote for 250 gold.
You know, we'll just sort of look aghast. I'm not bribing them. This is for the salvation of the world.
They asked what it was worth. I'm offering
It's
up my
worth your
money.
immortal souls. The lives of every person here.
I have a feeling he's
so-
your paladin, huh?
Let that bless you, son.
That was so aggressive.
That answers that question. Mind you, they don't take the banknote, but you see the one that hasn't spoken looks at it, jots something down in a ledger, and pockets it. Give us a couple hours. We'll see what we can do. No promises, mind. No promises.
Of course.
I might have something. It's not great, but it's something if nothing else works out.
Okay, what's our plan B then? Kotar?
Is this after the two halflings skitter off?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just reading the specifics of how many times I could do this. No more than 2. That might make it a little rough. Mind you, I, the player, don't actually know if this is how the physics of water works, but I've seen some people do this kind of thing with boats. If theoretically you freeze the water like an upside down bowl, it could pocket some air. That means you have to more or less keep a frozen block over your head, but
Yeah.
it could be, I think, up to about 5 feet across of a block of air that I could have 2 of, and it will stay frozen for an hour after that.
At least we have a plan B.
It's not great. Someone would probably have to try and like share that space. Uh but it could possibly get you down to maybe another pocket or something.
Um, Arson,
Yes.
are you going to be okay in
I've
water?
gone swimming before. It's fine.
Were you fully submerged?
Yes.
How does that work?
I'm literally elemental fire. It takes a ton to put me out.
But water, there's a ton of water.
I'll be fine.
Literally.
I take baths and such. I'm fine.
I just figured I'd bring it up just in case.
Yes,
Don't.
it is.
Arson is that Charmander. Oh.
We just put a leaf over Arson's head to keep the water from getting on him.
I feel like he's been splashed many times by Tempest,
Yeah.
so he can at
but-
least support some degree of splish splash.
But there will be at least a literal ton of water.
Arson doesn't. take
I will
that.
be. I'll be fine.
Alright. As for Mr. Trident Fellow, is that all the details you have about it? Just poisoned trident?
Poison chained trident. And the poison can paralyze you if you're not. If you can't overcome it.
Are we concerned about potentially going into water with him there? Seemed like he might have the home field advantage.
Think we fight him on land.
So,
I don't think that's just a case of home field advantage. I mean, you guys have heavy armor. Like, even if we get you under the water, how do you expect to move in that?
faith and cardio.
More skeletal staring.
Ian just like nodding dramatically, stroking his chin. But you raise a good point, Gotak. So, do some of us try and draw our trident friend out of the water while others attempt to extinguish the font in the lake?
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yes, it does.
Because either it will be too much for those on land, or it'll notice that some of us are in the water and leave, and then the ones on land can do nothing about that.
What else could those waters be hiding?
Do you want a list?
Kind of.
If we cannot all get into the water and some of us cannot operate at peak efficiency in the water, I do not see the benefit in all of us diving in to get speared by Trident Man.
I'd like to think that we have been operating at peak efficiency for about a week now. I like the lack of any argument.
It's been a week.
It's been a month.
Yes. But we must come up with some sort of plan.
Well, let's see. The way that you turn off one of these fonts is by touching it.
That's what Sarah's done so far.
Killed me once. But yeah.
Yeah, I would try to avoid that. I don't have a gem right now.
Oh, Joe's already dead.
Undead. Thank you. He looks around at the crowd. Sorry.
Is he so much undead or is he defleshed?
The potion if made me undead temporarily.
Oh. That answers that question. Ian just looks around very pleased with himself.
So, theoretically, we just need to touch it. But in order to do so, we have to get past an unknown amount of enemies and forces.
I mean, our track record with stealth missions has been phenomenal.
He gets the blank stare this time.
It's not like we didn't know what Tempest was like. It's not like we didn't know.
More like none of us are great at stealth.
I would put forward the idea of we locate someone who can operate under the water and is reasonably stealthy, and the rest of us attempt to create a distraction to lure away the defenders. Then while we hold off the attackers as long as we can, the other person, the swimmer, can get to the font and turn it off.
You're assuming that we'll be able to find someone who can also see the font?
And balls of light.
Only
It's a light that only we can see.
Yes,
Yes.
one of us could dive. I was not expecting one of these people to do it.
I mean,
We even know if one of you all could turn off the front. I mean no disrespect, but I simply do not know if you would even have the capacity.
what is your shovel made of, Union?
I shuffled. Oh, because I keep digging myself into holes. I get it. Oh, very funny.
The only ones we've seen actually turn these off has been Sarah and Joe.
Exactly.
To be fair, they didn't build up to the ability to turn it off.
they just did.
When I did it, they didn't kill me. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Well, I don't think it was the doing it that killed Sarah. I think it was the taking all that energy for a second that did it. If I remember that one right.
The one where she died was the tree, which she actually ate the defender, and the tree just
Yes.
kind of stopped
Yeah.
sucking in souls after that.
Yeah.
The one in Berglund, she just kind of touched, and it stopped. Don't recall if it hurt.
Did what hurt?
Berglund.
Yeah, turning that one off caused pain or not.
I don't remember. So I assume it wasn't too bad.
I mean, it didn't kill you.
And I'm going to go on a wild assumption that me redirecting another font is not an appealing
would-
option.
No. No offense.
It
No
worked.
offense! Only committed countless souls to being a glorified walkway.
I don't know about glorified.
Right, can't give them too much credit. So, you're aware that even if we do manage to slip past all of them and turn the font off, that may not actually cause what you're fighting to
Yes,
weaken.
I am aware of this, Kotark.
Sorry.
But we have no other hope.
I mean, there's always some hope.
Well, if that's what you're set on, then I don't think there's much else we can do other than just get some rest and prepare for a battle. And
If we need to decide who's going to.
We wait to see if we get the water breathing scroll and go from there, Union.
even then, you'll still be fairly easy targets in the water.
I do not. I don't think venturing into the water in force is a good idea.
I'll go alone.
Alone where?
If we get the scroll, I'll go into the temple alone. You lot can be a distraction.
Well, this sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah. You know you're a beacon, right?
I have nothing else. We all are, and I have nothing else to lose.
I mean, in the odd chance there's a dispelling individual down there, most of these have been protected by some kind of caster, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of caster would a Sohagan have?
That's a good question.
Is assuming that it's not someone manipulating the Sohagan.
Yes.
Did it talk when you saw it?
No.
Hmm.
And he said it was undead.
It was. but there were a live Sahagin.
Anytime I see undead, I expect there to be a necromancer somewhere.
I mean, that's fair, because we have encountered necromancers typically with the groups.
Apart from what I've said, Mutt, would I have noticed anything else weird about the dude with the trident?
I mean, he stood head and shoulders over the other Sahagin size-wise.
That's about it.
That's like the only thing you left out and what you would have noticed with
Yeah.
everything that was going on. He also was armored.
He was armored and big. Test.
Testing.
Okay, I just lost. I just wasn't sure if I lost everybody or whatever.
No, we're just being really quiet.
Yeah.
Are we going to just rely on the two little thieves to try and acquire these scrolls?
I may go out a little bit later and look.
No one leaves alone.
Joseph, are you in any condition to go out?
I'm in
Help
a
again?
condition.
Right. Shall see if they bear us any fruit, and we can decide and finalize our plan then.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing we can do. Wait to see if they come back and if we have to look and see.
We'll get through this. We've dealt with so much. It's just one extra step to get rid of.
Well, I guess, you guys get your sleep. I'll try not to clatter too loudly.
It would be appreciated. Every time you move, it sounds like a full-on band. Just a whole bunch of people.
He makes the physical motion of a sigh. Obviously, no breath.
Hold up. We do have one last potential option. If all else fails, look to Joe.
Yes.
You still have the other potions, right?
Yes.
Absolute worst case. Three of us who can't breathe.
Okay, I'm back. Is everyone still here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the kind of casters that Sahagin would have are more clerical in nature than like Arcana or Druid.
Assuming, of course, they're the ones in charge there.
Yeah. But since it's in a lake,
Yeah.
So, you want, again, worst case scenario, to drink my no sleep potions.
Worst case scenario, we take the we are undead for a month potions, yes.
I mean, out of character, I will leave that up to actual Joe to make the decision on whether he's actually going to share or not.
I, not gonna lie, I was expecting pushback.
There's like, notice he said my no sleep potions.
Yes, yes. No, I was expecting pushback from
Like
Sarah or
any of those,
Union.
yeah. Like
The situation is dire.
I don't care. The last time the situation was dire, someone sold their soul.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that one.
it would be the ideal situation.
From beyond the grave, just two birds. Two birds towards Joe.
But man, you picked that name.
I know. That doesn't mean he can't be.
All right, so get your rest. Union, your bandage is leaking. I think you rushed off a little too soon.
Union hurries back to the healer.
Like they're still like sitting there waiting. Like gently pats
Sorry,
it closed.
sorry. Our portrait and mentoring stuff, please continue. Thank you. Lathander bless you.
She shakes her head. But we'll fade it black a little early as we will wait to see how well the sneak thieves have done at acquiring your requested goods, and go from there. What's the worst that
Alright.
could happen?
They die and we don't get our scrolls.
We do